Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
My man, Caleb. The guy that's just introduced.
Oh, we started?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
The guy that's just started the. Well, the guy that's just created my graphics. The intro graphics. Shout out to Caleb. How long did it take you to do that?
So basically, I was just sitting there on YouTube. So you can literally teach everything on YouTube. This is where I've teach all my stuff. Took me about 2 hours, an hour.
Mate, he's the man. Honestly, if people don't know. Everyone in our circle knows you are the guy, Caleb. How are you, man?
Chilling, man. How's you doing? How's your week?
It's alright, bro. I'm not
Standard
really
week,
doing it. Just
in and out.
trying to fucking train, bro. But it's so hard. Like, I'm so gassed for like gyms to fucking stay open.
April what date? 19th?
No, it's next week.
Next
Oh
week.
yeah, well I'm off to Liverpool, yeah, but
Yeah.
but next week is when gyms are open.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like-
on April 12th.
Are you going to fucking Pure Gym in town or?
Yeah, it's literally over the road. I literally get out of my building, walk across the road, I'm at the gym. But it's gonna be.
Mate, I wish I was that close to a gym. Fucking hell, it's long to get to a gym round here. It's like a 20-minute walk.
Innit? Next year we're gonna have to trek all the way down to Kirkstall,
Yeah,
head to Pure Gym.
Well, I say 20 minutes. 20 minutes isn't even a long fucking walk, to be honest.
Nah, but it's that hill, innit?
Yeah, I know.
It's a bit deadly.
Arsenal, bro. We've got to talk about the football.
Alright, do you want me to walk off or not? Nah.
Mate,
Disgraceful.
do you know what? That miss that Lacazette had.
Which one?
I watched that live. Well, the one the one where he literally had it from the halfway line.
Okay, and then there's other
completely
one,
fucked
open
it.
goal, left foot.
What was that in the same game?
That was about after, and then was it Aubameyang missed it. We were down at Pirate, me and Kyle were mixing, and I had the game on, and he was like, "Oh, Arsenal scored." I was like, "Bro, I'm not celebrating." 3 minutes, there's gonna be another goal. 3 minutes later, scored. I was just like,
To be fair, I thought when Pepe scored, I was like, do you know what? I think
Yeah.
you've gotten away with it, but fuck me. I seen as well the Slavia Prague players. They didn't take the knee.
did
They?
not?
I don't think so. You know,
I didn't watch the start of it.
Yeah, well, I seen a photo because obviously there was their player that racially abused Kamara from Rangers.
Yeah.
And I seen a photo. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, but I seen a photo of like all the Arsenal players like taking a knee before the game kicked off. Like all the Slavia Prague players were all stood up.
Nah, that's
Which I thought was
alright.
weird because they've got black players in their team as well.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you would have thought a bit more respect on that.
How
kind of
weird
play.
must that be though for like teams that have got black players?
But
in
it's also the point of then, if say for example one of the players took the knee, who actually goes down? It's like, do you follow the rest of the players or not? In a sense.
But it's like it's weird though. What I mean is like they've got a player who even though the club have come out and said, oh well, he didn't be racist. We all know that he was.
Yeah.
And there are black players in the team in the starting lineup. Like that must be weird. Like to
That'd be very
be playing
different.
in that team. It's like so many. Like you remember Hulk.
Yeah.
He was playing in
Tank.
Zenit in Russia,
Yep.
and like, bro, all the fans, like even his own fans, were racist towards him. Like, how does that make any sense? Like, how can you enjoy playing football when you've got shit like that going on?
Because maybe like people with their passion, like when you just love something, you just do it for what you love, innit?
Oh shit!
Don't knock that over.
What do you think of Arsenal then? Do you think they're gonna get through the next round of the Europa or what? Do you know what I actually think? If
I
you
don't
get,
know, you know, I don't know.
if you get through this next round, like
Then we're a bit safe. We've got a bit of a safety net.
you've definitely got the easiest like path to the
Yeah.
final. I don't even think you've got like a bad chance of winning this competition. I'm not even lying. 'Cause
I do. We've got David Luiz.
yeah, but you remember last season when you had Man City in the FA Cup final? No one thought you were going to beat them.
Yeah, we played
And
that
you beat 'em.
because it's like what was it? Pep Guardiola said. It's because obviously Arteta's under Guardiola. He's so tactical. Like he'll do like tactics to get past you. But I feel like now it's been like about nearly a year, coming up a year. Everyone's starting to clock on these tactics. Because think of it, we did the Community Shields and then also the FA Cup. We did exactly the same play for both goals. And then I feel like we've kind of gone down the same path.
Do you think Arteta's the man though? Mate, he's got a win
Nah, I
percentage
do.
of 42%.
I am with him.
bro.
I am with him all the way.
You've got an absolutely terrible squad.
Exactly, the squad. We're just relying on our youngsters, but where are our youngsters? Where's Martinelli? Where's Smith Rowe? We're not even playing them.
Martinelli.
Don't slag him off.
He's good, but how old is he? Like 21?
Nah, he's young. I think he's Brazilian.
Yeah, he's young. He's good, but like...
Martinelli, there we go.
Do you know what it is? He's good, but he's...
He's got a lot of potential.
He has a lot of potential, but like there's games where like say if you look at like when Rashford was coming up, like he was
19.
providing more. He's 19. Oh,
Yeah.
fair. He's still pretty young then.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I feel like he could be making a bigger impact.
But the thing is, that
He's not really been making that. And he was injured as well.
But
wasn't
to
he?
be fair though, I did read up something about it and it is exactly the same. I remember Harry told me this. It is exactly the same. What's happening here with Henry is Henry came in as a left wing. He didn't play for a few, or got like moved over to a centre forward and became a forward. And apparently Arteta's 1-1 coaching Martinelli in that centre forward position. So
Do you think he'll take? Surely Aubameyang's going to leave. Do you think Martinelli will take 14?
well, it's like Carragher saying. I bet there's going to be another Ozil situation. Well, 350k a week now. He's just tied. What was it? 2-3 year contract.
Is Ozil still at the club?
No, Ozil's gone now.
Yeah, he went to not Fenerbahce. Oh yeah,
Fenerbahce,
yeah.
But it's just mad, like 350.
That's what I reckoned.
Honestly, I had enough of them. 350k a week though.
That's actually crazy, bro. He is honestly, and it's funny. But he was literally playing so well into his contract, and ever since he got his contract, he's not playing for the club, you know.
He's like, you got me the dollar now, just kickball. But
fucking hell, mate.
Then you got like, what was it? Odegaard, I want him in. I do want him in. I want to sign him.
I don't see the need for you to have him at the club, to be honest. He's not.
The thing is though, I reckon him, Partey. I do love Ceballos, me.
Partey was a really good signing, but like you don't have anything there, bro.
With anything around him support him, not at all. You got Tierney, who's probably the strongest.
I think he'll struggle to keep hold of Partey, bro. I'll be honest.
I don't think if at the rate he's going, I don't see him renewing a contract.
Mate, you're 10th in the league at the moment.
Don't have to remind me.
Literally 10th. That is appalling, and I don't see you finishing higher than 8th. If I'm honest, I really don't. And bro, who's going to want to join Arsenal next season at 8th? Like, you're not going to be able... Like, you've got money, but you're not going to be able to, like, attract players. You're going to have to offload a lot of players. I think you could be going... I still think you're in for another few shit more years. And then it's just like... realistically, right? What is a realistic target for you next season?
Fucking Europa, not
Europa,
even Champions.
yeah, it's Europa,
We're not even on the
bro.
Champions League targets anymore. It's just Europa
Like,
now.
you have now slipped out. You're not considered in the top six. Like, when we were growing up, Arsenal were one of the best teams in England.
If not the best team.
Maybe a couple.
Invincible.
For a couple of seasons, though. For a couple of seasons. But, like, Arsene Wenger, everyone used to slate him for getting only top 4. Everyone's like, oh, mate, top 4. We want more than that. We want more than that. And then you fucking got rid of him. And have you got Champions League since he left? I don't think you have, you know.
I don't think we have. I haven't seen Arsenal playing Champions League for time. Have you seen our new kit though? It got leaked out.
Mate, everyone, do you know what's so funny though, bro? Everyone always, like, Arsenal fans, it's so funny because that's the one thing they can go to, be like, oh, well, shit, but you know what, bro? Our kits are always sick. You have always got nice kits, to be fair.
Our next season home kit, it looks like Ajax. It's like like red down there, like the wide sides. It looks like an Ajax kit, and I was just like, yo, that's fresh.
I've not seen that. We're apparently meant to have like the badge in the middle this season.
Oh, is it? Apparently you got a new sponsor though, innit?
Yeah, it's TeamViewer.
TeamViewer, yeah.
It looks awful. Like, I thought Chevrolet was bad, but
TeamViewer is literally just this application that a lot of businesses use, and basically, long story short, you can access another computer from your computer anywhere around the world.
Oh yeah, to be honest, when I worked at Pure Gym, they had like the IT guys. Like, whenever we had problems, like,
they use TeamViewer,
yeah. Because like, mate, it's so weird. Like, you'll be literally on your computer screen, and you can see someone like moving like a mouse and like doing shit.
Literally, when my granddad called me up and he was like, I can't do it. He was sitting there for like 20 minutes. I was like, just download this application. Let me just do it.
Mate, or can you use it as well?
Yeah, because I can literally I can control your computer from mine, but you have to give it like a username and password, so it's like secure in a sense.
When did you start getting into computers? Because, bro, you are a fucking tech wizard, lad.
I don't know, I've always been into it. I've always I remember, this is a bit of dodgy this. I remember when I was a kid, so when I first was in high school, it was on school. I always used to get school buses, and basically we used to just get, me and my mates, we used to get the bus tickets and go on. We taught ourselves Photoshop. We just used to change the dates on the bus tickets and reprint them for our bus ticket for the week. So we never paid for the bus ticket. So it flogged us for the bus ticket. So we never paid for that. But
oh yeah, because that was before fucking barcode days.
Yeah, so it was just literally like just ticket, like actual hand ticket. It's mad to think how much we've come. When you think of like how we was in high school to where we are now, like how much has evolved in that sense.
It's crazy, like, because we're still growing up in it, like,
yeah.
Like, I was speaking to, who was I speaking to about it before? I was speaking to Z about it the other day. Yeah. Because obviously he's a bit older than us.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Z. He's 26 next week.
Shit, man.
Happy birthday, Z.
Innit?
But yeah, he was on about, like, we were talking about, like, I didn't get my first iPhone until I was 16.
Yeah.
My first phone was a brick phone. Like, I was 13 or 12. I think it was 12. I think it was 13, and it was a flip phone Nokia. But like, you got all these kids growing up nowadays, and like 10-year-olds are literally having iPhones, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
My brother was asking for an iPhone, and I was just like, nah, I'm not getting you an iPhone. You're not having one of them. But he's into his Fortnite, so I was like, look, I'd rather buy you something that you can play games with, in a sense, and try and educate yourself. Because I remember the times, like, we never had games back in the day. So it's sad, but my mum made me play maths games.
Math games.
But that's why I'm so good at maths. Like, it's actually quite fun. It was just some weird ass games, but I was just like, yo,
Mate, to be honest, like, even though you say it's weird, bro, it's obviously benefited you, because, like, look at where you are now, bro. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you're a tech wizard. Like, you're so on it with shit. Like,
but I feel
you're, like, I genuinely think you are genuinely one of the smartest guys I know. Like, I'm not even
appreciate
gassing you
that,
up.
man. But I don't know. It's just I like teaching myself something. I like challenging myself, seeing how far I can push myself in a sense. So it's like I was saying. I was saying to Lewis the other day when we were here. So I teach myself something. Once I know the fundamentals in a sense that you're comfortable to just kind of do it or just look for the main answers. Then after that, I look at learning something else. So like I've taught myself code. So I know JavaScript, know a bit of Python. Still learning that. And then now I'm expanding like DJing.
So let me be the dummy in the situation, because like all these scripts you're on about Java, like what do these scripts do?
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
So
basically, like, if you read anything like, so for example, there's like several different languages of code, and in a sense of it's simple enough to know, because it's all like in English, but it's knowing what to put in certain places. So your Python is the simplest language to learn. It's literally just simple commands. Like if you want to get information, you put like get and you put your URL.
So in terms of like reselling that, or like what can you use these codes for?
So codes can be used for anything. So everything is kind of anything that's on the internet is kind of built off code. So like your code is like your C++ and everything, like your TypeScript and stuff. And then, for example, we use codes for botting and stuff. We created bots and everything to get all our sneakers and stuff, and we've expanded it. We've even made scripts and everything to help fast track things. We've also adapted it for onwards, and now we're like buying all sorts. We've now made bots for like Amazon and all sorts of stuff. So we're like botting Amazon for like, it sounds stupid, but Pokemon cards. They're doing a bit of money at the moment. Also,
it's so mad that Pokemon like when I was growing up, Pokemon cards were like a thing. It's like now people are making money. Well, I mean, people always making money off
but if you deep it, how many times have you ever known what card is actually worth what? Have you ever collected Pokemons? See, I never known, but I've had some cards. I know my friends have had some cards, and if you kept them like no dents and sent them off, I don't know what they're called to get like
verified.
One of them. You can come back and someone bought like, I don't know how much exactly, I might be wrong on this, but like someone bought like a £200 tin and they just constantly unboxed like open Pokemon packs on YouTube. Big YouTuber, makes money for it. But he opened one card and he started screaming, and I was just like, why are you screaming watching this? Like, because this is when I was trying to get an understanding of it. But we sold that one card for 12 grand.
Fuck me. Can you imagine 12 grand for
bags
one card?
Just for one
and how much is a pack of cards?
Like? He paid like 200. Like you can just buy like packs, but like it's like super rare. It's like, do you ever used to collect match attacks?
Yeah, well, we had match attacks. The one thing that I preferred, it wasn't really match attacks, but like, it's not cards at all really, but I used to fucking love all the sticker books, you know, the World Cup sticker books.
The World Cup ones.
Literally, bro, like every summer, like me and my dad or me and my friends would go and like when we were playing football as well at nurseries. Like, bro, this is I remember the first sticker book we had was for the 2006 World Cup.
Yeah.
And I remember going into the shop, into like the local stationery shop.
2006 Rio one.
Nah, that was in Germany.
Oh, which one was the real one? Which year?
That's when 2014.
That's when I started.
Yeah, well, mate, they're so big. They're so big in Malta, bro. Like, literally, like those are the earliest memories. I remember like trading with my mates and like being at football and like you're fucking like you're 7 years old, but like you go to the stationery after training with all the guys you've been training with.
Yeah.
And we'll go to the shop and we'll buy packs upon packets. Everyone would have like a piece of paper with like all the numbers of all the ones that they were missing, and then like the people like mate, even we'd go into school, and before like school would start, like you'd all have been like in a local assembly, like everyone sat down before you go into classes and that, like when everyone's coming in with their kids and everyone's like being dropped off and that, and literally like kids would go around with fucking like stacks of stickers like this, in elastic bands, and like I said, everyone would have a paper sheet with all the numbers that they were missing, and everyone would go around trading like, oh, what have you got, what do you need, what do I need? So like, even though I wasn't into cars, I was so addicted to them. Like I literally completed like three World Cup boxes like full of stickers, bro. I was so upset. I think I've still got the sticker books back at home. No way. Genuinely. I literally have like that. I think I have on my like wardrobe back at home.
Yeah.
Like I literally have so many stickers just like plastered on the wall from like when I was growing up. Like
yeah, but they're the things you want. So when you go back, like you're just like your childhood memories just come straight to you in a sense.
Isn't it so crazy? Like I don't know. Growing up is just such a mad thing.
It's deep in it, especially like with the situations that everyone goes through. Like you're just like, whoa.
Like when you're younger as well, like all you want to do is be older. Like all you want to do is be grown up and grow older.
Then when you realise, then all you want to be is younger.
But it's so mad that like people that are older than you when you're growing up, they're like, oh mate, I'm telling you, like time flies by, and you're like, oh yeah, fucking up. But like it's only like even now, like I'm like it's still so hard to process that like we're in this moment now, and like I'm gonna be 22 soon, and
it's
like so much has happened, but like honestly, like it's gone so quickly, mate. Like,
I never planned to come to university, and now look at me. Like, do you know what I mean?
So talk about how, like you grew up in London and Exeter.
Yeah. So flip between the two.
Yeah. So where did you grow up? How did you start?
So like I was born and raised in High Wycombe, so it's just outside West London. So it's in Buckinghamshire. So everyone likes to say posh, but it's not a nice area where I was from. So I lived there, and then I moved.
Was it hard?
So it's a rough area. I wouldn't say it's the nicest of places. I'll say I did get into a lot of trouble, and I was influenced around a lot of people that was in like bad behaviour. So that inflicted on a lot of things that happened with me. But after that, I moved down to South with my mum. It was kind of like an emergency move because at a period of time, like my mum wasn't getting on with her dad, so it was kind of like emergency move down. Also, I don't think I would have ever lived in Exeter, to be honest. But it's like what you said.
Yeah.
As you grow up, things happen for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason, bro.
Innit?
Like even if like I've come to realize, even shit things.
Yeah.
Like things that make you go to your rock bottom, bro. Like they're meant to happen for a reason, because you got, like I always say this in all my podcasts and whoever I speak to, but you got to go through your ups and downs.
100%. Like I would never be where I am now, going through my downs without coming to my ups, where I'm starting to come up to my up in a sense. But what was it like in Exeter? So yeah, so I was down there. I went there for high school and stuff. Went to St Peter's Church of England Aided School. Worst school I ever went to.
Yeah, why was it so bad?
Bro, we had to do assembly every day. Like we had to like pray, sing.
Bro,
like Church of England Aided.
Mate, you think that's bad, bro? I literally had to do my assembly at school, bro. We literally had like all the years lined up next to each other, like by years, by class.
I'll swear.
And bro, like it's so mad, like when I think about it. But we literally had the same thing. It would be like a kind of a prayer.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like you sing the national anthem.
Anthem.
Bro, imagine that, bro. Thinking back now, mate, that sounds like propaganda shit, bro.
They're telling you got to sing this now.
But it was like kind of like a prayer. You know what? Actually, yeah, it was. We had Dr. Joe. He literally always used to have like either a prayer like that had come up like where he'd just speak and preach his bullshit. But then like at the end of the assembly was always determined by everyone like singing the national anthem.
Mad. See, I was just like prayer, like we did a prayer and everything. But the only reason I got in there is because my granddad, he's a reverend. So it was very weird. Like my granddad's like, come to church with me every time we go down south, and everyone like, listen.
Do you never like church?
I don't mind it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I'll go for the respect of my family, but sometimes if we go on a Saturday, I'm a bit hanging. I don't really want to go to the church.
Definitely, bro. Like that's one thing that's so big back home for me is like, bro. So many people are so religious back home. Like, like Sunday is like Sunday religion, Sunday mass. Like,
to be
bro,
fair though,
so
it's like when we went out, when me and Ned and Andrew, we went out in Malta. We went out on a Sunday. Not many things were open. Like, it's very, like the whole
Sunday is like very traditional. You go to mass and spend with the family, sort of thing.
Yeah, because like after, even in the evenings, like it seemed like a lot of family doings in the evenings. Like we were down at the harbour. There's loads of family, like everyone like family having like food down by the harbour and everything like that, just sitting there like it's a family group, but like just a different environment. Like you'll never catch that here, mate.
Literally, you don't catch that here. It's so mad. Like for me, like I come from like, kind of like I wouldn't say like a broken family, but like I've never had that full family bond, like mum and dad, brothers and sisters, like even my mum's side of the family, they're all fucking like they've all got like their own problems. My dad's side of the family, they've all got the problems. So like I've never really had like an established family. So like even those Sundays, that's so important back home. Right? And everyone's like, you know, mass on Sunday with the family, and then like family. Like even though I've never had it, like it's definitely made me like want to have a family more.
But it gives you the understanding to appreciate who's actually around you as well. Yeah. Definitely, hands down. It's the same for me with everything that's come on with me. So like with everything living down south, it was only me and my mum. So we lived in a council estate. So we lived in a council flat at a period of time. Cause my mum's never been fit enough really to work. So bless her, she always done the best for me. But then things got a bit out of hand later on in life and shit. A bit later on, but yeah, living in Exeter was nice. Grew up with my mates. I used to ride. I know this is gonna sound embarrassing saying this. I used to ride one of them little push scooters.
Oh, what the put? Nah, that was embarrassing. I've
To be
never had a
fair
scooter.
though, I was hustling though because I was actually fairly good at it, so I was actually sponsored, so I was getting paid. So I've also performed at a festival. I can't remember, Camp Best Festival. I don't know. It's down south. Performed there with me and my mate Adam Scott.
What were you
that
performing?
once. We're just so basically like. You know, during the day of the festival, there's always little things going on. There's these guys with like mega ramps and stuff. So me and him were on like the small
on the
version.
actual scooters. Oh,
yeah. It was on that smaller mega ramp. So I was doing front flips over and back flips and stuff, and he was doing the same.
What the fuck? That's
Yeah,
mad. My mate Sean used to like. He literally used to have a scooter, and he used to fucking be.
Yeah,
Sick at it.
remind me after this. I'll show you. I got some videos. I have to show you some of the videos. It's like funny watching me to go wee. But so
How
yeah.
long you were next to them for then?
So I was. To be fair, I was there for a fair bit. I can't remember how many years exactly, but I was there for a fair bit of my time. So I grew up with my mates. So anyway, I met Mackenzie. So Tom Mackenzie, big up. So where I wouldn't be where I am without Tom, and I would say that I'm sure he would say the same thing. We both every day we're on the same grind. Him both reselling hard and everything. Every day we'll push each other. We'll just make sure we're doing something better.
Do you work together?
Yeah, so basically we work all day long. So that's where me and him, we use that Discord, like the social platform. So we was on there working, buying shoes and all that every day. So like. So
was this an extra? Is that when you started to like get into like reselling and that?
Nah, so I got into. So when I got into reselling, it was.
Like what made you even get into like what made you think, oh, do you know what, I want to give this a go? Like, did you just have like an interest in fashion, an interest in like sneakers, or like what made you? Like, what was the thought process for you to go, do you know what, I want to give it a go?
I think it was when I moved back to High Wycombe after Exeter. So after college, I moved back to High Wycombe when I was 17. And I was living in this place with my boy Kieran. I was 17 or something. Just turning 18, a bit dodgy. We're paying cash in hand.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I remember, yeah, exactly. They don't care. So there's one time I bought this jacket. It was like on one of them, like, this was on Instagram, like, feeds. Bought one of these jackets for like 30 quid or something. And I was like, yo, this is a sick jacket. I like this. Knew nothing about the fashion industry at this point. So I got a bit further down the line, and then I wore it out one day, and one of my friends back in High Wycombe was like, yo, you got like a 400, 500 quid jacket on. I was like, what? And I was like,
you bought for 30 quid?
It's a fake one.
Yeah.
I didn't realise. I didn't realise at the time because I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, nah, bro, like, I paid 30 quid. He goes, oh, it's fake. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, it's real. I was like, well, and he was like, oh, they're about 400, 500 quid. I was like, resale. And I was like, what do you mean by resale? This is when I started learning about this resale market. It's like, oh, yeah, they're about £200 retail and they give for 300 quid. Then I started hearing, like, you can buy things in a sense and sell it for more money. So then I started looking into it and I started learning about Supreme in a sense. Supreme is like your mainstream brand that's going out there. And the Supreme market is now dying, which is unfortunate, but at a period of time, you used to buy tees, like, you could buy a tee for like 30 quid. You're selling, if you get a box logo tees, you're selling for like 180 quid. Some things go a bit more.
Fuck,
like,
mate.
It's like Brooklyn one. Like,
was it easier like when it wasn't? Because like
yeah,
for me,
it's getting a lot harder
for me,
now.
I'm always the dummy in the situation, but
That's
like for me, the first, like, again, the Supreme was the first ever brand that I ever heard of, and it was like, oh yeah, it was so mad, like the perception I had of it before, because I never knew anyone really until you that was doing it. It was like, oh yeah, why would you want to fucking, why would you want to buy stuff for like 200 quid when like you can buy it like when the retail value of it is like 50? I didn't understand it until I met you.
So it works as like there's limited quantities and stuff like that. So that's how the resale value comes in. But it's like building up a face. It's like Palace died, but now it's come back. Palace has stepped up their game. But then you've had your other brands that come in and come out, like your Patter. They come in and kind of died out. They're just standard procedure.
What's your favourite brands?
I do love Palace. Got to rep the London brand. Can't lie there.
Is it a London brand?
Yeah. So Palace is your. So basically, like Palace. How I was playing it, Palace and Nike. No, Palace and Supreme is like your Nike and Adidas. Adidas, I would hands down, sadly say, is your Adidas. You're less hyped. Supreme's your Nike, but Palace all the way. They just got their clothing's nice.
Mate, they're well confident.
Exactly.
Like, proper comfy.
So what was that? The tee that you got as well.
Yeah. I've got two tees now. One you gave me and the one I wore, but they're honestly, and the fit is just really nice.
Do you know what I mean? And £40, you're like, nice. This is what you pay for a normal tee. So got into that way, and then after that,
what was the first thing that you can remember that you like bought and then resold? Do you remember?
Yeah, I still to this day have the biggest regret on it was selling it. I wish I kept them. It was a pair of Jordan 1s. I won them on a raffle. And this is the first time I ever knew about. So I started off with raffles. It was a Jordan 1s, LA to Chicago's. And Jordan 1s, obviously what you know, Chicago's your OG colorway. They're like the first Jordan 1. Ones when Michael Jordan wore, and there's games and NBA games and NBA finals and everything. So resale value, you're talking hundreds of pounds. They've re-released them. You got your original ones that released in 1985 or something like that. Then they released another pair and then another pair, and I think the last pair was in like 2000s, and they're gonna release another pair soon. But the LA Chicago's are purple, but the purple, if you scratch it off hard enough, they're made for skateboard, it goes red. So you scratch off the purple and they go red. So obviously, like skateboarders, when you're doing like kick flips and stuff, it scratches it off. So they started going from like purple to red. So that's why I was like from LA to Chicago. So Chicago.
That's fucking mad.
So that was the first thing I had. I had them. I kept them. I wore them. Literally, they're my first Jordans, and that's how I fell in love with with them. And I sold them, and I was like,
how much did you sell them for?
Selling them for about 380 or 300 quid or something like that. It's a nice bit of money.
How much are they worth?
130.
That's not bad.
So yeah,
why are they your biggest regret? Because you got like
that was my first ever thing.
Oh.
First ever thing, like, you know what I mean, like it's like a lot of people. Whenever you do something first, I'm sure like your first podcast, you're gonna remember it.
Yeah,
but it's just like
sentimental value.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. But I was just like, I sold it. And I was just like peak. But I've kept the other things. So every time I'm more persistent. If I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, that's alright. So when you started, well, you obviously sold that. How did you sell that first shoe? Like, what were you using to sell it on?
I think that first time I sold them was on Depop. So I use Depop of every now and then. Is
Depop your main? Well, before jumping into it, I'll let you continue the story.
No, that's right. So yeah, Depop. So it's just a standard selling platform. A lot of people, everyone knows about Depop. To be honest, I don't really need to go over that. So I list it up there. Someone messaged me, and that's how we kind of do it. You list it up and stuff like that. But building clientele in a sense and building followers and getting more interaction. Depop's very hard for that. I found out in my recent times since learning, like teaching myself like social media, like degree, like courses on YouTube and stuff. So that's how I've now moved to like Instagram, Facebook and stuff. So now I've got my own like Facebook and Instagram page, and now I've got my own website. It's like progressed a lot from that, and I just kind of I'm a bit cheeky. So I'm on my second warning on Depop because I don't like you selling outside. If you sell outside Depop, you get a warning.
How do they know if you're selling outside?
Because like, they'll monitor your messages. So every Depop message is monitored.
What? So it's what? Will you have people message you on Depop? Message me somewhere else.
Yeah. So if you go to me, say if you wanted to buy some shoes, you'll message me, and I'll always be like, oh look, do you mind paying goods and services on PayPal or something? Because you want to avoid that 10% fee of Depop. Because selling the £300 shoe, that's 30 quid Depop are getting.
That's a big percentage price to be honest.
Isn't it? 10% on everything. Then you pay 3% for PayPal. So technically, everything you sell, you're paying 13%. So it's not that bad, but when you come to think of it, over a period of time, if you have 10 pairs of shoes, that's 300 quid you're losing.
Fucking hell! When you put it like that is a lot of money.
You're paying £300 in fees to sell £10 of shoes. So I looked into it and started learning about I know it sounds sad. I read the whole T's and C's that one time, and I figured out a little loophole. So every time now they message me, I say, "Can you message me on Insta for me to supply you with more images?" So they'll message my Instagram because I'm not breaking any rules because I'm sharing images, and then I'll get all the payment through Instagram.
Oh yeah, mate. There's loads of loopholes.
Everyone does it, little things like that. But when I found out about it, it was just such a nice relief. Like you're just starting to get the back income, because I have to say, like, Depop fees do take a bit. Then StockX as well is another selling platform. They take 8. I think as you sell more, your percentage fees go down, like more loyalty. But still, 8.5% or something like that.
You say Goat is Goat worse?
Goat is good, but it's the worst because we're UK. So
and it's all America, isn't it? Yeah, I made that fucking... Yeah. When I bought a pair of Jordans, mate.
Jordan 11 Concords.
I'm not sure. I think I had to pay like 70 quid import tax.
Yeah.
It's a joke, mate.
Honestly, you get shafted with Goat. It's just a pain. Like, if you bought anything off StockX... So StockX are quite smart, but they're still money scabbers. They got a store in the EU and a store for the US. So if they need to do anything, they'll pay the import fees to move your stuff over the country. But they kind of keep everything in the same kind of regions. So that saves the whole import. So if you bought anything from them, it's that kind of sense. But it's alright, but you kind of get on with it. But
yeah. Well, how did you make that transition then? So like, how long were you reselling stuff before you decided, okay, I want to do BoyBetterKickz? And was that, and how, obviously I'm presuming you work with Mackenzie.
No, so BoyBetterKickz myself. So me and Mackenzie. Mackenzie does the proxy. So for every bot you run, in a sense, you need like proxies, which will.
So he's like more of a tech guy sort of thing.
No, I'm
No.
more techie than him.
Oh, right.
I run the tech side on the company of his side in that sense. So I do all your... He does all like the proxy kind of tech stuff. I do like your coding tech stuff. That's what I'm more into. So like he knows more about like your proxies and squid systems and stuff like that. I haven't learned it. I'm sure if I learn it, I'll understand it. But there's just no need to learn it. But so that case then, so whenever we run a bot, you run mass tasks. So like each task is like technically like in each Chrome window, if I can explain it in a way. But for you to buy something, because all like websites are like secure for like bot protection and everything, they'll flag everything up. And when you go on anything, you know, like an IP address.
Yeah.
So when you have an IP address, you need each task to be a different IP address to show you're technically a different user. So that's why people buy proxies, to make each task a different IP.
Yeah, so like you're saying, so that's when like when there's like a shoe and it's coming out and like you're trying to get on,
Yeah.
that proxy server will then like have it'll be pretending like there's like say for example 100 different people on 100 different times.
500 different IPs, so different locations, so it makes it seem different. It's like, you remember that video I showed you on my court purples, the 40 pairs?
Yeah.
So this is going to sound mad. So just that 40 pairs, I ran, the drop started at, I think it was 8 a.m. in the morning, finished about midday that day, so it was a good 4 hour stretch. And I was running a bot called Ganesh. I was running about 3,600 tasks, and that only got me 40 pairs. If that puts the comparison, like people think having bots guarantees you pairs. It gives you a very high success rate, but it's still not guaranteed. So there's still days I'll still run a bot and I only get 1 pair. And after you like the fees and everything, it's not worth the run. But you do it just because some days you can just get like a payday, which is like a month's wage sometimes. But
it's worth it. It's like finding that risk reward balance.
It's literally having that risk reward, and it's also very balancing your money, because unlike a job, like you go to a job every day, 1 week I can have shoes and clothes every day, and I could not have anything for 2 weeks after. Like for example, the past 2 weeks has been quite dry, and then for the past year really, it's been a bit more dry because of COVID, which is unfortunate. Because
how's that?
Because so basically, when everything goes on, so you get your stock allocations for the whole. For example, we'll speak about the EU mainly. You get your stock allocations for your online, but they also give in stores. So your in-store stock. So that's why, like what I told you, as I say, enter up for that size leads. So that's your in-store stock, because them shoes are coming out soon, but they've also dropped other shoes which have come out like months ago because of COVID lockdown. They're not going to release them online.
Yeah.
So they'll release them in store. So the stock will come out a bit later.
And also, if it's in store, does that mean there's normally less stock?
In stores are normally less stock, but usually in stores are your ways to get the best money, because they come out. You'll get them like that day, and like if you buy something online, you have to wait for the delivery. So and the value will start going down.
And also as well, I can imagine the benefits in store is like, well, obviously they limit you to like when you're buying in store how many you can actually buy, but like when it's in store, like it's not you're not waiting to hopefully get in.
Yeah,
you can actually go on queue at the store and you can
and
actually
it's like, if for example, if you want that, they'll just say you just turn up at the store, show them your name, and they just give you the pair there and then.
Yeah.
So it has its perks that way, and obviously, whenever you get something in store, it's like Supreme. Every start of the season, you have your week 0 and your week 1. Normally, it's just week 1, 2, 3. Keep knocking out. But your week 0 is your in store. So on the first week every season, it opens on Thursday, and it's in store only, no online drop, and everything will drop online on the Monday. Every Thursday on that week zone, I'll always register. Like to go in chance to go in Supreme, it's exactly the same. You need to register, but even to register, you kind of need a bot nowadays. But once you go in store, if you ever get anything in store in week 0, you're talking double money than whatever the resale will be. So if you had, I remember I bought 3 t-shirts. I think I was paid £100 or £110 for all 3 t-shirts, and I sold them. One was the Supreme Mary J. Blige. That one alone was like 170 quid.
Fucking hell.
Like that's because I sold it on that weekend before it all went online Monday. And then I think, so from that £100, £110, I think I flipped all of it to about 450 quid. But if I sold it on the Monday when the online release was, it went down to about 225. So having that in store always gives you that boost before your undercutters will come in and take over, in that kind of sense.
Mate, that's what I mean. Caleb is the smartest guy, one of the smartest guys I know, bro. I'm not even gassing. But so yeah, like when did you realise, like when you started like making money off of reselling, when did you realise, okay, BoyBetterKickz, I want to make it into a business?
I have to say it was around summer last year, to be honest with you. It wasn't even that long ago. Coming back and everything, focusing hard and working. and I started flipping more shoes, and then I just started putting this perspective. I'm doing this on a small scale, making these. I was just doing it, just entering raffles, buying 1-2 shoes, just making my weekly to do what I want in my life. And I was thinking, if I expand this, I can make it into a business. So I started buying more shoes, started seeing the cash roll a bit more, and I don't know, it just kept persuading me to just do it. And I got friends, some of my friends that I work with as well. Like we're talking large scales. I'm talking they're dropping 25 to 50k per drop, like cash. Like buying, they're just maxing out cards. I think one of the guys that me and Mackenzie know, I think he dropped like, I think it was 115 grand on shoes. Like,
wow. And what's the returns that he's making on that?
You'd be talking about 40, 50 grand. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
from one drop.
So basically, how I explain it is what people don't understand, but I always will say it. Sneaker investments or clothing investments is basically your stock investments. But if you buy them at retail, you can't lose money.
Yeah.
Because a lot, like say if you buy stocks or anything, you have a chance. It's a probability game. It's going to go up or down.
Yeah.
But if you buy something at retail from a shop,
it can't go down.
It can't go down because you can always return it for the full face value within 2 weeks because of UK laws now. But having that face value has always put me. So like I said to Kyle, if there's ever in doubt you want to buy something, like if you're unsure it's just gonna flip or not, buy it. There's no harm. If you're 100% certain it's not gonna flip, don't buy it. But if you're unsure, buy it. Even if you sell it for £10 more, that's still a tenner. You can just kind of slip that tenner in. That's just a cheeky tenner. You can go and get your sweets from the shop.
Mate, it's money at the end of the day.
That's what I mean. It's understanding definitely what it is. I feel like I've now built up enough knowledge to know roughly, from seeing a Jordan or seeing a clothing, that I'll know the value of roughly what it would be like if I know it. But that's because I've been doing it for about 4 years now.
Yeah, it takes practice and learning.
Yeah,
so obviously you've only just not too long ago registered BoyBetterKickz as an official limited company.
Yeah.
So like, what is your plans? Like, what do you want to do with BoyBetterKickz? Because obviously you're still at uni.
Yeah.
And obviously you want to prioritise uni because you're presuming you still want to get a degree.
Yeah.
Kind of, at least. But
like, motivation's just gone now.
I know what you mean, bro. I'm in the same boat. But like, because obviously BoyBetterKickz has turned into a pretty good business now. Like,
yeah.
What are your plans? Like, what do you want to make out of BoyBetterKickz, and where do you see it in the future?
So recently, it's been quite hard for me to, because obviously I've been in halls and I can't order many parcels. So that's why. So I've been sitting there thinking like different ways. Like, I want to progress the business, but I don't want to just wait till we get a house, in a sense that I can buy my shoes. So I was thinking of different ways, like how can I get the business going now? So I've been speaking to a few of my friends, and I've kind of set myself up in the sense that I sell my friends sneakers and take a small percentage fee. So that's currently what's helping me build. So that's why a lot of my sneakers are. And
also, I can imagine. Sorry to interrupt you, but I can imagine doing stuff like that also helps you with networking and helps build the connections and helps build. Because like you're helping people out, which in turn is like, even though you're making money off of it, people are still appreciating. Look at this guy. Like, even though he's making some money off of it, it's good connections to make in the business.
There is no difference from what they'll sell anyway for making their fees anyway. It's just the same kind of fees, but I'm charging. I think I'm charging like Mackenzie like £5 or £10 per shoe I sell. Nothing major, but it'll just tally up.
Adds up, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I see it as not for the money. It's more for the marketing and everything like that. So each week I set myself a target of like how many followers I have to hit. So I think I'm 4 followers away from like 1,800, well 1.8k.
Mate, it's definitely grown a lot.
But I've set myself a target by next Friday. It has to hit 2k. So if you don't hear from me next week, it's because I'm just working. But so I set myself a target on that. But how I want to see it is, once we get the yards, I'm looking into a storage facility. So I'm gonna have to get one of them because I want to start just hammering buying the shoes again, because I do miss that. Because if it's like one drop, I think you can spend like $5,000 or something like that. Say if you drop, for equivalent, you can drop $5,000 on shoes. You can easily return $3-4 just from that.
Just from one drop.
Just from one drop. If you persist at it, and if you know the knowledge, you're fine for it. So that's what my plan is. It's like on the April and the 26th, they got these Jordan 4 UNCs that are so sexy, like a nice ice blue colorway. A lot of hype for them, and I'm just ready to just go all out on them again.
Would you want to work with any brands?
It's not that I work with brands in a sense, because I'm more selling brands. So that's why I have to.
But like, would you be open to like doing, not sponsorship, but like working in tangent with brands?
Oh, I would love to. Yeah. I love to move this.
Have you got any brands that you'd like to work with in mind?
I don't know.
You gotta put it out there, bro. You gotta fucking manifest it.
I tell you what. Who I love to sit down with and have a chat with. 2 people.
Kanye.
Obviously.
And St. John.
No.
Nah.
Virgil Abloh.
I don't know who he is.
So he's the guy who owns Off-White.
Oh, mad.
So, but he's like, I love him because of how him and Kanye. So there's a long story short with him and Kanye. They battled for this competition for this job, and I think Kanye ended up pulling out, and I think it was the battle for Off-White. So he owns Off-White, but also he's the head of creations or something for Louis Vuitton as well. So now he's
earning a lot of guap.
Yeah, and then he's also a DJ as well.
Oh, fucking hell.
So he's banking it in, but he hasn't been doing anything much recently because there's a big thing with Off-White and Nike. So he's got a big contract with Nike, Off-White do, and they constantly release sneakers. So like you got the Off-White like Air Forces. This is from the 10 collection, but they're releasing another collection this year, which is a 20 collection. So that's just gonna be 20 different pairs of shoes. All different styles, which is like your Off-White Nike kind of sense, but he's got your Dunks and everything. So that's a lot of resale. So a lot of
potential.
Well, yeah, like put it this way, you can, if you move it enough and be smart enough, you can easily buy a house at the end of it. Like this 20 collection, you're talking 20 different pairs of shoes. Face values like 100 to 150 quid. Return values like 500 to maybe even $3,000. Some of these shoes that we're talking.
Fuck off. $3,000 from like a retail shoe of 150.
So basically so you know I was saying about the Jordan Off-White, Jordan 1 Chicago's, your white and reds basically. Yeah. He done sort of in the 10 collection, he done that an Off-White style. I have to show you. It's got like air in it, it's got a tag. Face value was £130. If you kept it then to now, you can sell it for the face value of $3,000 or $4,000. See what I mean?
What the fuck, man? Then, you're in the right business, bro.
It's like, have you ever seen the mags as well?
Nah.
So you know Back to Futures.
Yeah. Oh shit, the ones where they tie themselves.
Yeah, the Nike mags. Yeah. So I can't remember the face value of them. I remember they're a couple grand.
Yeah, because they actually created the technology not long ago.
Yeah. It's like I think if I'm right, I think it was around $5,000. Here or not, hit or miss. But the face value, the resale value on them is $25,000 now. Like, it's just like, imagine just who would even wear them?
Shoes, man. I know. You'd just be fucking sat there like in a little box, just making sure.
In it, like if it's in like a box, like a collections kind of thing, then you're like, yeah, fair enough. But still, 25 bags.
It's not bad. Have you got a top of the drink?
Of course I have.
That's all right. Oh, nice one, bro.
I don't know, you're like one or not.
Oh, I was gonna have more. I'm trying to be good, mate.
Nah,
3 weeks. Well, this is filmed on Friday. It's coming out Sunday, but 3 weeks with no bud, mate. The first few episodes I was filming as well, mate. I was so baked, lad. Like they were top, like the one that me and Tom filmed, the first punch up, mate. Like we were just sat there, like fucking hell. We were both. You know what it is? We were both sat there, and like we were talking about MMA, obviously, but like I know that we were both looking at we were both looking at each other, and we both knew that just by looking at each other that we're both saying, "Oh yeah, we're so fucked here, mate." Like we didn't even have to say it to each other, but we knew it in our eyes. We're like, "Yeah, we've done bad here."
And then yourself.
And then obviously the first one as well, bro. Like we're smoking zoots, drinking, doing bongs.
But I have to admit that you, Jimmy, and Jish on that.
It was funny. It was a good time.
That was a good one.
I'm still probably gonna go back to smoking. Don't get me wrong. I do love a zoot. I'm not gonna lie, mate. I've smoked bud for 3 years non-stop. Basically, like it has been there for me in my darkest time. But I think I'm gonna go like a nice break. I'm gonna try. Yeah. I'm fighting on July 10th. I'm gonna try not smoking until then, and then obviously, yeah.
But it's like, what was it? There was the other day, you know, when we were sitting here, me, you, who was it? Me, you, Lewis, James, and Costello.
Oh yeah.
And we're sitting there, we're smoking. Well, whatever happened, I was just sitting there, just like woof, because I haven't smoked for a while either. I think it was like a week and a bit or something. I was just sitting there, I was like,
hits ya.
I was just like, this is what it feels like.
So, what's it like to be living in Leeds when you obviously you were in the south for a long time? Obviously you went from Exeter and then you said you went back to London when
so
you were 17.
I was in High Wycombe first, moved down to Exeter, moved back to High Wycombe, now I'm back in Leeds. Well, not back up to Leeds. Hands down would say Leeds is the best place that I've lived at out of all the places.
What makes it so different? Obviously I'm in agreement with you. Malta is a beautiful country, but Leeds is wow. There's something about Leeds, bro.
I don't know if it's just the environment of people I've been around and surrounded myself with, but I just wouldn't see myself, if I have to get up and leave, it has to be a valid reason or something that's better for me to leave now.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Definitely.
Like, I don't know, it's like Exeter's nice. It's nice. To be fair, I do miss though the times it was like we used to just, because obviously we had Exmouth Beach, just about a 15-minute drive. In the evenings, we actually had like what you'll see then people do is like we'll actually go down to the beach, we'll have the fires, and we'll just piss about, have the drinks and stuff. So that was quite cool.
It's nice being by the beach.
Yeah. It's nice for that, but I think that's the only thing that I missed about really.
Do you know? I think like in Leeds, there are so many people from so many different backgrounds, so many different areas. Like it's just like a city that's small. Like the size of it is so perfect as well. Like you got town centre, Hyde Park, and Headingley, which are full of like thousands upon thousands of students. Like I said, all different backgrounds, all different fucking ages, all different. Like they all come from all sorts. Even students from abroad, they come to Leeds, and it's just when you are put in such a small area, can like in terms of how many people that are here, small area with so many different people, you just learn so much about like. It's hard to describe for people that aren't in Leeds. People that are in Leeds know what I mean, but like,
it's like when you understand them, you just think like, oh wow, like that's from that. You just won't picture some things with some people in a sense. But it's like how many times I've been to like my friends like university, like I've been to my mates in Manny, I've been to my mates in Birmingham, Coventry. We've been like Leamington Spa and stuff. My mate in London and Greenwich. No student life, I hands down from what I've been to, is not like Leeds.
No.
Leeds student lifestyle is just, it's like their own country.
It literally is, bro. Like I feel like obviously, like I said, I've been Birmingham, I've been Manny. They're all good nights out, but like it's nothing like it is. Like I said, Headingley and Hyde Park is literally like a community, and it's like even though it's a small area, it's a big area if that makes sense. So like you look at Manchester, the student area for there is Fallowfield.
Oh, is it?
But I've been to Fallowfield, and
is it not like that? Not like Hyde Park.
It's just spread out, bro. Like it doesn't feel like think how compact these streets are. Even though it's a small area, you've literally got streets upon streets, rows upon rows of student houses, and everyone is literally within a 5-minute walk away from their mates. Whereas like places like Fallowfield or places like Birmingham in their student areas, it's like spread out.
Yeah.
Like it's just a wider area. It doesn't feel like everyone's together.
It's like my brethren Ben, who I've known, like my homeboy. Like we're going on like 10 years now. We've known each other. So it's, with him, he's going to UWE. He's doing law, so smart man him. But anyway, he's in Bristol University, and he's telling me like where his halls are. There's like something gardens or something, if I'm right, or like pond something, whatever. There's like then it's about a 15-minute drive, and you got this other student place, and about a 20-minute drive over there, you got another student place, and then to get to the university, it's about a 40-minute drive over that way. And I was just like,
it's all over the place.
And it was like he was just telling me, he's like, I don't even go into lectures because it's like a 40-minute journey. It's about, you can't even get a bus there. Like there's no buses to uni. You have to get a train from like the north of Bristol down to like town centre to then get a bus out. I was just like, I wouldn't even bother going to the uni.
I mean, you can literally walk to town from here. It takes you half an hour.
Exactly.
And you go through Headingley and Hyde Park.
And you see every mandem on the way, like, especially you.
Like, mate.
Going to the shop 5 minutes, you said hello to about 10 people.
Mate, I've been here for 3 years though. Like, I've literally lived in Headingley. I've only lived with like 2 roads away from anything. So like,
true.
I do know a lot of people though. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like I was talking about in my last podcast when like the questions. I was like, because of my character, like I've had to. Like, because I came here knowing no one. Like, I literally met you on your first day, basically, when you were in Leeds. Like, I literally had to, like...
Me, you and Harry.
Yeah, literally, bro. But, like, doing jobs like Voodoo and that, like, it opened my... Like, the amount of people I've spoken to in the last 3 years, like, crazy the amount of people I've met. So many. That's
what I mean. It's like, you speak to so many people, you learn so many different stories, different backgrounds. I don't know if it's the same as you, but as you get older, you start to understand people.
Definitely.
Instead of just hearing, like, oh, you're from there, you understand why they came from there in a sense, and it's quite a lot nicer in a sense. It's like, for example, you. It's like when I first met you, like, oh, you're from down south, but then after I got to know you a bit more, you're like, oh, I'm from Malta. It's like you get to understand someone in a sense instead of just like he's just from down south. He's just southerner.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's more to it, definitely. Yeah. Last thing before we close us off.
Yeah.
I always ask this. Like I said, mental health is an important topic, and you said obviously you've had your struggles. Like, what do you do? It's like when you get your bad days, like what do you do to like feel better? Because like everyone has their own different ways of like, say, I like to train, I like to hit the bag, I like to spar, but like people might have it different. So what do you do to get through some days where you should? Because you love your music, I know you love listening to music.
Yeah, I answer that. I've got like, to be fair, I'm so organised in my playlist. I've got enough playlists for like different moods and that. I'll say for me it'd be sitting down with my headphones and doing something creative, just anything creative, whether it's designing some new graphic design for my page, whether it's to just having a little mix, whether it's to, or even to be honest with you, I know it sounds weird, just put my headphones on and go for a walk. just clear in my mind, and I won't put my phone on airplane mode. Just have one like a mix on, so it just mean I won't touch my phone, and I'll just let my mind wander in a sense. I'll just let it question itself, even if it's something I don't like to question it.
But it's good though. Like
that's
like
what I mean.
do you know what it is? People are afraid of
dealing with it.
Yeah, they are, and they're afraid of like listening to their own thoughts. And like I said, even though sometimes it's not good and sometimes it's bad, like sometimes like we were talking before, like you need to fucking fight those demons, no matter what they are. Like even if it's gonna hit you rock bottom, you're going rock bottom for a reason. Even though it's hard to get through and it's not nice to deal with, you learn from it.
But exactly, it's like, for example, the situation with my brothers and everything, like with what I've told you, it's like there's been points in my life that I'm just like, there's just nothing I can do. But at the end of the day, you just got to get on with it on your day. Even if it's something you don't want to deal with, I hands down would say deal with it, because in the long run, you won't have to deal with it again.
Literally.
And that's what I would say.
And Caleb, but I'll be honest, bro, like you're one of the strongest guys I know from all the stuff that you've done with your brothers and how much extra work you go to like make sure that they're okay. Like, bro, like you've got the kindest
just got
heart.
some J's coming down.
Yeah. shout out to your brothers if they're gonna listen. But yeah, bro, like you're the kindest hearted guy I've ever met. You're so smart. You're straight on, and
I appreciate
like,
it, man.
The intro fucking graphics that you designed for me as well.
That's cool.
Had to get the guy on.
I need my boys. I want all my boys assessing. That's all I want.
But last question before we go.
Go on.
Give me a life goal that you want to achieve in the next 5 years.
I want to open a sneaker store.
There we go. You heard it himself.
Yes, it is.
Caleb Thompson. My
Safe,
guy,
my
bro.
Safe for having me on anyway.
No worries, bro. That's a wrap.